So to start out, I need some peppers. And here I have just a variety of colored peppers, but I have a little bit of olive oil, and I want to cook them down. Not totally, I just want to soften them a little bit. So they've been cooking for about 5 minutes or so, and now I'm going to turn the heat up. So we're going to just add a little bit of wine to this, just to flavor this a little bit, and just let that go. And I'll take those out in exactly 1 minute. So I'm going to let them cook down. And while they're cooking down, we need to make a marinade for our spiedo misto, because this really should be done a day ahead. So you want to start with some fresh lemon juice in a bowl. Don't use canned lemon juice, because anything in a can just does not have the same flavor as fresh. We're going to give this a little bit of sea salt. And now we're just going to whisk in some olive oil, some extra vergine. This is olive oil that comes from the very first pressing of the olives. And this is what we're going to use to pour over our meat mixture and allow it to marinate overnight. So get in enough extra virgin olive oil until you have a little emulsion going. And then what I always do, of course, is give this a little taste test, just to make sure it's where it should be. They are looking good, and I'm going to take them out now into a bowl. So I want to drain off this wine, and actually what's left in the pan here you can use over the marinade if you want to, so nothing gets wasted. So all of that goes in the pan. I'm going to let that cool down now, because even though I can cook, I can't handle that when it's hot. We've got some sweet Italian sausage that we just cut up into 1-inch pieces. Here's some chicken, just boneless chicken breast in chunks. Here's some beef. If you didn't want to use that, you could use veal. That would be appropriate too. And here we have some pork, boneless pork. And here we have pancetta, which is Italian unsmoked bacon. And I'm going to be cutting that up into chunks. But the first thing I have to do is cut up some garlic. So we have some fresh garlic here. And again, don't use garlic in a can. Use fresh garlic, which will make all the difference in what you're preparing. We just want to mince that up a little bit. So let's work with chicken first. And we're going to put in this little bag, this is a great idea for when you have to marinate. I have some minced sage in there, or rosemary actually, and put in a little bit of black pepper, and how about some sea salt, just like that. Then I take the meat and just put it in the bag. Close up the bag, and then just shake this all around. And actually, this is a great idea if you're using marinades too, and you don't want to use a bowl, you can put them in a bag. So there is our chicken. Now we have beef with sage. The beef goes in the bag. Add a little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt. Close the bag up and do the same thing. Marrying all of these herbs right around the meat. Make sure you're using fresh herbs. So we have those two, and now we need to simply take some of this garlic and put it over our pork pieces. Not too much, because you don't want to overpower this. This gets a little black pepper, this gets a little salt, and now we're ready to put this together. And you can find this in a grocery store. You can find it more readily now than you used to be able to. I'm going to just cut this up into chunks. If you couldn't find this, well, then you could get just regular bacon. So I'm just going to cut it up into pieces. I got to wash my hands. You know, when you're dealing with raw meat, you really want to make sure that you get your hands clean before you go to the next thing. Okay, now we can begin to have a little fun. So you want to get out some skewers. You can either use metal skewers, or you could use a wooden skewer. This is why this is called spiedo misto. This is the spiedo. And then there's no rhyme or reason to this. You can start with whatever you want to. Let's start with a nice colorful pepper. And so we want to put a piece of pepper on. Then how about a chunk of this pancetta to go on? How about the chicken to go on? And you know what? With this clean hand, I'm going to get some sage leaves. In fact, isn't that cute? My fresh little sage plant. Here's some Italian sausage, another piece of pepper. How about a piece of beef and a piece of pork, another sage leaf, and another piece of pepper. That is enough for one person. And here I have some marinating already, so I'm going to put that one in and just do one more for you. So one of these is certainly enough meat to serve one person. All the pieces of meat are the same size because this all has to cook at the same time. Okay, once you got it like that, the marinade goes over the top, just like that. Then take a piece of plastic wrap, cover it, put it over the top, and now this goes in the refrigerator. You want to do this the night before, or at least 3 or 4 hours before you're going to put this on the grill. And you want to make sure that you have a really hot grill ready.